just on my way to somewhere that I've been several times this year. It's time to take apart the hornet's nest. Hopefully it's still intact. This tree's intact. It's had some of the top branches removed, but it's still probably the most magnificent beech tree I've ever seen, and resplendent in its new coat of autumn finery. It's fabulous. We really are blessed to have such trees and such beautiful autumn colours. It's a lovely day. Lightly overcast. There's even been a missel thrush singing, which is a song that I associate with the early months of the year. Just on the way back to see if the hornet nest is still intact. I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, since my last visit here over a week ago. But we shall see. Well, that's a relief, because I half expected the nest to have been totally destroyed. When I came last week, there was quite a few people walking by, and they were all interested in what I was about to do, but it turned out that there were just too many hornets still present. When I say too many, it was only about 5 or 6. But ideally, when you're going to do what I'm going to do, you don't want any, and hopefully there's none still in residence. Well, there's a little bit of damage to the nest here. It's surprisingly tough. You would think, with it being made of technically paper, that it would be so flimsy, but it isn't. Quite looking forward to seeing how the nest was built inside. Still a marvellous example of ingenuity. You have to appreciate hornets and wasps, whether you like them or not. So let's see if there's anything in there, because these nests can attract specialist invertebrates, number of beetles and flies. Just be nice to see if anything is in there. There may well not be anything of that ilk here at all. Only one way to find out. Seems a shame to take it to bits. I'm just wondering what's the best way of doing this. Do we go in down the side here? I don't want to cut right into it too much and totally destroy what we have. So that's what was in here. These like vent-like structures. They were access points, and there's the first look at the nest inside. And have a bag to collect the material. I didn't expect a lacewing. Let me just take this upper part off. Lots and lots of Porcellio wood lice at the back there. In the comb bit here, there's a 2-spot ladybird tucked in, and a Tenebrine beetle, which is Nalassus levioctus striatus. We also have a cream streaked ladybird too. Well, I'm surprised that there are 7, almost 8 rows or layers of cells. This was a big nest. It was bigger than I thought. But the cavity itself isn't as deep as I thought it would be. I expected it to be a bit deeper than that. It's quite shallow. What an amazing structure. That's the bottom layers or tiers of cells. Each tier is supported by the cell above it. There's just one sort of column or support, although of course each tier of cells is also joined onto the tree itself. Well, it's an amazing structure, absolutely standing. I'm a little bit surprised actually as to the layout. I knew that everything would be in tiers. It's great to see it inside. I really thought that when I arrived here this would have been completely destroyed because of the grubs that were here at the base. There's not a sign of any dead workers. There's one dead worker actually as I look now. There's no grubs at the base, and I thought that any mammal that was looking for protein would have investigated and eaten what was at the bottom and then gone in the nest. It's quite fitting that we're able to look at the nest and see what it was like full of hornets. Well, I've removed the lower tiers of the nest, 4 remaining. You can see that at the back of the nest on the inside it was all completely sealed with wood pulp. What a construction, and again what an opportunity to record. There's lots of ladybirds, harlequins. These cells are pretty full, all harlequins. harlequins and woodlice. When I came here one evening, or the evening after I last filmed the nest, the tree was full of woodlice. And as you can see, the residents of this nest now are harlequin ladybirds and woodlice too. All the woodlice look to be Porcellio scaba, which is the common rough woodlouse. And say all the ladybirds, apart from that one cream streaked and a 2-spot ladybird, are all harlequins tucked away. They will easily find somewhere to go to. I've got a bit of the nest here, 2 of the layers. You may well be able to see those supports, but what a construction it really is. I never fail to be amazed every time I look at the cells, whether it's the cells of honeybees or wasps, or in this instance hornets. It's not the first time I've had a hornet's nest, but those hexagonal cells, and they are hexagonal for a reason, and it's because by having them hexagonal there's no waste of space. If they'd been circular, you would have, where each cell joins, you would have various gaps, and in order to utilize the limited space that they have, the cells are hexagonal. Someone said that they measure using their antenna, but I don't know. They may well do. Whatever it is, it's a work of genius. It really is. And on top of the cells, they're almost capped off. And rather than being full of the workers and of the young grubs and pupae of the hornets, most of them are now occupied by ladybirds and woodlice too. I thought we'd have one close look. It is dead, you're quite safe. Well, I'm quite safe. But you have to admire these truly marvellous insects. A lot of you will be saying, no, we don't have to admire them at all, but without these kind of predatory insects and invertebrates that do such a huge amount of good for, well, any habitat, including gardens. Nothing in nature is created just to be there. It's created for a purpose, and while everybody loves bumblebees, even though they can sting as much as these, everybody hates wasps and hornets. And of course now everyone's got this thing about the Asian hornet. This is the European hornet, Vespa crabro. The Asian hornet, not yet in Nottinghamshire, is slightly smaller than this and is mostly black with a bit of golden yellow on it. It looks a beautiful thing. A lot of people won't thank me for saying that. But what an insect. And look at that for a face. Look at those eyes. It almost looks as though it's got ear pods in, except these aren't so daft as ear pods. But what a super thing, look. And of course, on top, between the eyes, there's the ocelli, which are false eyes. Well, technically false eyes, but isn't that just a fabulous insect? So the European hornet, learn to love it. Don't kill this thinking or pretending it's an Asian hornet. This one isn't. This is our native hornet. and it does good work.